Well, this story of IDF soldiers raping and beating a prisoner, a Palestinian, is being suppressed. I'm sure of it, because under normal circumstances, before the algorithm was perverted to tell me to support Israel, these are the types of stories I would see regularly, because I think independent thinking Americans are upset that this is happening with our tax dollars' support. Well, we're going to talk about it. It's absolutely horrible. Please share it and speak about it, because again, we're supporting this on behalf of our greatest ally. Israel's in a full panic over a leaked video showing IDF soldiers sexually abusing a Palestinian prisoner. I'm not going to show it to you. I linked it in the newsletter. It's as upsetting as you can imagine. They basically point this guy out, come over here, they use their shields, and they start doing what I just said. It's too upsetting to continually repeat. He's blindfolded and then abused in this manner. Now, instead of addressing the horror of the act, which is not new, this has been going on to Palestinian hostages for decades. What Prime Minister Netanyahu worried about is that it's the most serious public relations attack Israel has experienced since its founding. On Friday, this was leaked. Now, we knew about this last year because these soldiers were indicted. It's the video that's new, and it's the fact that Israel's IDF top military lawyer, her name is Yifat Tomer Yerushalmi, admitted to authorizing the video's release, and she has resigned. She has since been arrested. Now, I'll admit I don't quite understand her logic. I read her letter admitting this. She said she did this to counter propaganda that the IDF is unethical. I don't get I don't get that.
Let me share some rape videos of our IDF soldiers. Like, what does that mean? Like, okay,
maybe
to counter propaganda.
We're going to talk to a guest about this to see if we can figure that out.
Good idea.
Now, last year when these soldiers were indicted, which almost never happens when there are reports of prisoner abuse in Israel, there were riots. These people were defending the IDF soldiers' rights to do this. They were rioting against punishment for these soldiers. Again, what's horrible is that this is not new to anyone who has studied the IDF's practice of administrative detention. They hold people without charge or trial indefinitely. Many of these people who, if they do get out, have reported sexual assault, starvation, beatings, all while in Israeli custody. We know this. We have known this. It is impossible to not know this. Joining us to discuss is Harrison Berger from Dropsite News. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really a pleasure to see you.
They've been all over the story, by the way, Dropsite News, I should point out. Yeah.
First of all, do you agree with my assessment, and this is just anecdotal, but I feel that it's been suppressed? What do you think?
Oh, I completely agree with you, and it's measurable. It has been suppressed on TikTok, where Erica Mindell, the former IDF instructor, or I guess that doesn't really make a difference anyways, she's the hate speech czar, and her job is to remove content that's exactly like this, that portrays Israel in a bad light. The funny thing, or I guess it's not really funny, but darkly ironic about these videos is that they're all released by Israelis themselves. So you have this video like this one of Stay TMN prison depicting a rape that occurred, just one of many, because there are many. They've been documented in reports like Bet Selem's Welcome to Hell that came out in August of last year, showing these Israeli soldiers engaging in this sort of rape of Palestinian detainees. And so those videos are getting out, people my age are seeing them, and it is causing this PR crisis for Israel. So you can bet that they're censoring it on X, on TikTok, but also on Meta, where they have organizations like Cyberwell, which are these Israeli government-funded groups staffed by Israeli military intelligence officials to purge people's timelines and For You page of this type of material that is so deeply radicalizing, because when this sort of stuff comes out, everyone can see exactly the true face of Israeli society. This is who they are. As you said, nobody's been punished for it. The only people, or the only person who has been punished for this rape incident is the whistleblower, showing just how committed this society is to repressing the Palestinians and treating them without any human dignity whatsoever.
I mean, this goes raping prisoners. I mean, I remember the outrage in the United States around Abu Ghraib, the Abu Ghraib prison scandal in Iraq. You remember 11 U.S. soldiers were court-martialed for the abuse, like the electrification of the prisoners in Iraq. I don't know if there was any sexual abuse. I forget. But you're like raping these prisoners, and it's quiet. And instead, Benjamin Netanyahu says they have a PR problem. Like, instead of holding these soldiers accountable, court-martials, where's the outrage? It doesn't seem like there's any kind of outrage at all.
Well, I don't need to explain it to both of you, because both of you understand very well that the Israelis live under exceptional rules. The rules that apply to us do not apply to Israelis. The United States government has made clear of that, and the Israeli government has a well-funded apparatus and lobby to make sure that that maintains the status quo, that the Israelis are able to treat Palestinians however they want, and increasingly Americans too, because the thing that we have to remember that's taking place in the background of all of this is the increased settler violence, which is even going after Americans. You have Americans like, 16-year-old Americans who are being held hostage by Israel in these Israeli torture and rape prisons with no charges whatsoever. You have Americans like journalists who are Jewish, in fact, too, like Jasper Nathaniel, who contributes to Dropsite News, being chased by Zionist thugs and hoodlums in the West Bank, beating up old women with giant clubs and giving them brain hemorrhages. This is what's going on in the West Bank, and we have a state of exception for them. They're allowed to do whatever they want to Palestinians and increasingly Americans, too. It's part of what Tucker Carlson calls the ongoing humiliation ritual, that we can just give Israel all of our money. If you criticize any of that, the unconditional support that we have for this foreign government, then you're an anti-Semite, of course. So you just have to give them all this money, and they could do whatever they want to you. You can go over there, and they can spit on you if you're Christian, or attack you in the West Bank if you're trying to help Palestinians pick olives.
So you guys have heard of the bearskin hoodie, right? It's my favorite hoodie. It's the one I'm wearing right now with the removable patches on the side. This thing is built like a tank. This thing is incredibly warm when I walk the dog. It just turned really cold. We got a big cold front that came down from Wyoming. So it's a perfect season to wear your hoodie. And bearskin makes these fantastic hoodies that are built like a tank with 340 GSM microfleece, 10 pockets, a clean, rugged fit that looks awesome. And right now is the best time to grab it because you get 60% off. Right now, they're running a deal for our viewers, 60% off. This is a perfect gift for the upcoming holidays. And this thing looks awesome. It feels great. It zips right into the heavy rainstorm jacket also. So if you're out, it's going to pour down rain, you slide the shell right over the top of it, and the Velcro, just perfect. It just works. It's 100% waterproof when you need it. So if it turns wet, cold, windy, you're not scrambling last minute. You'll get free U.S. shipping, fast delivery, and you've locked in your winter gear already. That's a win-win. So do yourself a favor right now. Text the word redacted to 36912 to lock in 60% off. Again, text the word redacted to 36912. You'll get a link sent straight to your phone so you can check it later if you're busy right now. Oh, and one more thing I should mention. When you support Bearskin, you're also supporting the Fallen Outdoors and the Hope for the Warriors Veterans Program. So you're not just buying some great gear for yourself, you're actually backing a cause that matters as well. So don't wait till you're freezing to realize that your hoodie sucks. Get a Bearskin right now while it's 60% off. Text the word redacted to 36912. Can I ask you a question, though? What's troubling to me on a whole other level, just the rape part of it, is they think of Palestinians as subhuman, right? Like dogs, animals. I mean, they've said it publicly. This isn't me saying it. This is their view of Palestinians. So why is it okay for them to have intercourse with them, impregnate them?
I can't even begin to comment on the psychology of the average Israeli because it's obviously incredibly warped. Remember, just look at what they're doing in Gaza. This is a conscript army, which means that the behavior or how they behave in Gaza is actually very reflective of their society's values. And I'm sure you've seen all these videos of these Israeli soldiers going into the homes in Gaza before they explode them, of course, and trying on all the lingerie of women and even underwear of young girls. That there's kind of a deranged perversion that's going on here. I can't put my finger on it, and I don't even want to know what that's all about. But it is shocking to watch, and it is radicalizing, which is, as we started talking about, why all of this is being suppressed and censored on social media.
Can you follow this major general's logic that releasing this would have been good for the IDF? I guess I tried to understand her letter. I think what she's saying is we need to show the world that we prosecute this. We see that it's bad, and we are going to prosecute this, even as these men assert their innocence and that they will continue to fight. Do you think that's what she said, that she actually did it because she believes in Israel? She's not one of those
whistleblowers?
That I don't know if you know the story of Mordecai Vanunu, who has been imprisoned for 3 decades for telling the world about Israel's nuclear program. And they threw him in jail, and they will not let him leave the country, even though he sought asylum. He actually wanted the best for everybody. I don't think that's what, I don't understand. Can you explain?
I mean, look, I think on just a human level, it is true, as you say, that the Israelis generally, by and large, do view the Palestinians as Untermenschen, as subhuman. And so, they might not necessarily care, if a Palestinian is being raped. In fact, they've now treated the rapist, he's unmasked himself, one of them. He's now a national hero. He's going across Israeli TV on a press tour, being honored for what he did. Mm-hmm. I do think that, to getting at the motivations of this general, there is a strain in Israel. I do think it's a minority. And I know some of these Israelis who consider themselves to be pacifists. But they're not the sort of pacifists that we would think of in the United States, like anti-interventionist Code Pink, or, Pat Buchanan or something like that. It was best illustrated by the hostage marches that were held, over the course of several months, which is that their argument was that we need to stop the genocide in Gaza because it's making us look too bad, and we rely on the support of Western democracies to function. So I think that people like her, just to take a wild guess, they probably have an understanding of how terrible this PR is for Israel, and want to assert that there's some sort of liberal Zionism left that's worth saving, and so therefore it makes Israel seem more attractive that there's these types of whistleblowers like her with a conscience. That's my guess at it, but I don't find it credible at all.
Yola Vera in our chat room says Natalie has a point, trying to express the whistleblower thought they were reforming the ruthlessness of these people.
Perhaps, yeah, if they are in fact
maybe
brought to justice, which, my confidence is
they'll probably go on a speaking tour. They'll be
low.
Celebrated. Again, I come back to Abu Ghraib, where 10 years in prison for American soldiers who were abusing prisoners. We just don't tolerate that in the United States of America, but we're a different country. We have different ideals in the United States than they do in Israel, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Please follow Dropsite News. You guys are doing a really great job. It's always a pleasure to have you.
And by the way, I saw you guys got censored. So now TikTok, I saw Ryan post that you guys are now being censored at Dropsite News because they don't want to get this information out there. So yeah, it's not a surprise at all to you, is it?
No, the TikToks, and even when I was working with Glenn Greenwald on System Update, we used to get censored all the time because this pro-Israel censorship apparatus has been in place long before even Larry Ellison took control of it just a few weeks ago. As I mentioned, this organization like Cyberwell has been an official content moderation partner of each of these social media platforms. So Instagram, and including Facebook, and Snapchat and TikTok, and X as well. Even though Elon Musk says that, there's no censorship on X, there absolutely is, and it's pro-Israel censorship, and everyone can see it. And so Dropsite News has been a victim of this, or a target of it. Glenn has been a target of it. My personal accounts have been target of it. If you say anything bad about Israel, or just critical of our country's unconditional support for that foreign government, that foreign protectorate, you pretty much can guarantee that you're going to get censored nowadays. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Someone in the chat room's like, yeah, but all this is like Qatari propaganda, right? So buy that official line.
Oh, well,
Whatever.
their check is
Harrison-
late. I mean, if they're paying us for this, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So.
Harrison, great to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your great work on this, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.